The box lay on the table, wrapped in brown paper, tied with string. She didn't even look at it when she walked in, just brushed past me, perfume sharp enough to slice through the silence. Our anniversary dinner had grown cold hours ago. The candles burned to stubs, leaning like old soldiers on their last post. I waited anyway, like I always did. When she finally sat, she glanced at the box and sneered. "What's this?" I said. My voice almost didn't make a sound. She peeled the paper back, saw what was inside. A wooden sculpture, hand-carved, her silhouette from memory. The curve of her neck, the line of her jaw. Every detail stolen from nights she once let me touch her. She stared for half a second. Then she stood, walked to the trash bin, and dropped it in. "I don't want handmade junk," she said, reaching for her phone. "You can't compete with what real men buy, Daniel." From the stairs, laughter, our daughter's voice, bright and cruel. "You can't compete with Mom's new boyfriend, Dad." The knife didn't come from her words. It came from how easy they sounded. I didn't argue, didn't flinch, just stood up, walked to the trash, lifted the sculpture out, and cleaned it with my sleeve. They were both gone by morning. Her perfume lingered in the hall, expensive, synthetic, hollow. The silence was thicker than grief. It was recognition. I knew then what I had refused to see for months. The late nights, the secretive texts, the scent of cologne that wasn't mine. He was real, her new boyfriend. The phrase replayed in my daughter's laughter like an echo carved into glass. I tried to forget it, tried to focus on work, on the routine. But every shadow looked like an answer I didn't want to face. That night, I found her Instagram open on the kitchen counter. A new photo, the same man's hand. Bigger, veined, possessive, resting on hers. A diamond bracelet catching the light. Her caption read, "Finally, something real." I stared at it for a long time. Then I looked at my own hands, scarred, dust-stained, calloused from carving her gift. The wood chips still clung to my skin. That was when something in me shifted. Not rage, not heartbreak, just clarity. She had traded authenticity for luxury, love for optics. And I realized something simple. If she couldn't see value, I would show her what blindness costs. The next day, I carried the sculpture to my studio. It was cracked slightly from where it hit the bin. I repaired it, sanded it smooth, and ran my fingers along the grain. It still felt alive. I worked for days without sleep, added layers of glass resin, silver thread, and light, trapping shadows inside the curves, letting reflections breathe through it. The figure wasn't her anymore, not exactly. It was what she used to be. By the time it was done, I didn't even need to sign my name. It was my confession and my goodbye. A week later, I entered the downtown gallery. The owner, a quiet man named Rowan, eyed the piece for all of 3 minutes before saying, "How much are you thinking?" I shrugged. "You tell me." He turned it slowly under the white lights. The piece caught the glow like it was swallowing it whole. "This," he whispered, "is haunting. How much pain did you put into it?" "All of it," I said. He nodded, the way men do when they recognize another survivor. The next day, the sculpture sat in the gallery window. Tag beneath it, "Echo of her, $150,000. I didn't tell her. I didn't need to. The world has a way of bringing truth to those who refuse to look. It was Saturday afternoon when she saw it. I was walking past the gallery when I heard her voice, sharp, familiar, angry. She was inside, with him, the same man from the photo. They stood before the window, staring at my sculpture. Her hand trembled. "That's you," he finished, eyes widening. "It's you." The gallery owner smiled politely. "The artist's work is extraordinary, deeply emotional. It's not about beauty, it's about betrayal and reinvention." She turned toward the glass, searching the street. Her eyes found me outside. For a second, everything went still. Recognition, shame, panic. I just looked back, expressionless. Then she mouthed it, small, desperate. "You did this?" I nodded once and walked away. Behind me, her voice cracked. The sound followed me like smoke. That night she came to the house, didn't knock, just stood in the doorway, trembling under the porch light. "You sold it?" she whispered. "Yes." "For that much?" I didn't answer. Her breath hitched. "You used me." I tilted my head. "No, I used what you threw away." She flinched. Tears welled, but she hid them behind anger. "You made me look like art," I said. "That's not so bad." Her lips parted, searching for something cruel to say, but nothing came, because for the first time, she saw herself from the outside, preserved, dissected, and priced. She turned, whispering as she left, "You're a monster." Maybe, but at least I build things. She destroys them. The gallery called a week later. The piece sold. A private collector in London. Full payment wired. I stared at the receipt for a long time, then folded it neatly and placed it in the same trash bin where she'd thrown my gift. Everything comes full circle. Later that evening, I carved again. Not her this time, but the shape of silence. Something hollow, balanced, free. Outside, laughter from the street bled through the window. The kind that used to hurt. Now it was just noise. I wiped the last bit of sawdust from my hands. No anger left. No love either. Just craft. And control. She once said I could never make anything of value. She was right. Until the moment I made her worthless.